Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Knitting and Manifesting with Joe. I am Joe. Yes, I am he. And in this video, I'll be finishing the Sunday socks by PetiteKnit. This was an interesting and fascinating project that I thoroughly enjoyed. And according to the pattern description, the Sunday socks are worked top down from the cuff to the toe. The Sunday socks are worked in double rib K2 P2 on the leg and instep, and stockinette stitch on the heel and sole of the foot. In this video, I started with the gusset decreases and continued to the toe. So this part of the project was eventful as always. I did not drop as many stitches as I did in the first go around. And in the first go around, I mean part one, because I did not practice doing this sock before I actually did. I actually started the sock and video myself doing it, and that's what you saw in part one. And one of the learning that stood out in this video was the magic loop. I read about it, heard about it, had not seen a video about it, heard my daughters talking about it, and Copy Callie patiently coached, taught, and sat with me in making sure that I understood the magic loop. And guess what? I did, because she's an awesome teacher. She's great like that. So I'm excited about the prospect of doing more knitting, and this is a fun journey. Knitting is fun. I have lots of hobbies. There are many things that I do, and the fact that knitting has taken residence in my weekly schedule tells me that I really enjoy it, because I tend not to pay much attention to things I do not enjoy. I don't want to do anything that feels like a task or burdensome. So if I'm doing it, it's because I want to learn about it. And if I'm continuing in the learning, it's because I found that experience rewarding. And knitting so far has been rewarding. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I've had many people in this community tell me that, hey, Joe, once you start knitting, you're never going to want to stop. You're going to be addicted to doing all this project. When you start seeing how beautiful your project is coming out and you start learning different advanced technique, that's all you're going to want to do. I doubt that. And not that those individuals are wrong. Yes, I might continue knitting for the rest of my life, but I'm not sure if it's going to be something I do regularly or frequently. I want to master the art of it. I want to be able to create my projects without patterns. Mr. Bobvin does almost 100% of her projects without using any pattern. My two other daughters, my twin daughters, Kalila and Kahila, they use patterns for their projects. I want to be able to be like Mr. Bobvin and just do my project without any patterns. And once I get to that place in terms of competency, then I might relax a bit. Until then, I have other plans. And talking about other plans, I just want to give you a heads up. My channel will slowly be evolving from knitting to more manifesting, because manifesting, the law of assumption, is what has changed my life and what has changed my family tree. And that's what I want to share with the world. I've written many books you can find on Amazon. I don't really market my books. However, writing is my ultimate passion. Writing is my chosen pathway of expressing myself. I want to move more into the realm in terms of what I communicate with the world. I want to move more into the realm of manifesting, because that's where my heart is. And I will continue knitting. I will continue in the fiber arts. and I want to do what I feel is best. I want to give my best to the world, and my best to the world comes from what I have gleaned and studied, learned, and continue to learn as a student of Neville Goddard, my spiritual guide. That's what I want to share with the world. That's my passion. That's my mission and purpose. And the book that I'm currently working on is called I Say Yes. And it's 366 affirmations to guide you to perfect self expression and magnetizing and manifesting all the good you desire to be, do, and have. That book will be available January 1st of 2024. There's a Kindle version that's available right now on Amazon. Don't get it because I'm constantly updating it. I'm in the month of November right now, so I'm reworking November through December, and I will be done with the rework around the end of October. And at that time, I will make an announcement regarding the formats. There will be a Kindle version. If you're interested in getting the Kindle version of my book, it will be available before the end of the year, around November, December time. And the paperback version will be available starting January 1st, 2024. I believe this book needs to sit in every household. Anybody that wants something better out of life, and I believe that's most people, should have this book. This book is fitted for the religious, the non-religious, those who are non-theists, and everyone in between. This book is going to sell millions and millions of copies. You've heard it here first. That's what I believe, and that's what I believe has already happened. That's manifestation. Now let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about manifesting. This channel obviously delves into the law of assumption, and one of the sub law of the law of assumption is manifestation. When the idea of manifesting is explored, it is often treated as an action verb, something you do to get a result. And there are lots of people who teach manifesting as, hey, if you do this, you will get that. If you do A, you're going to get B. And they're not entirely incorrect, because although manifesting does involve flow and movement, the reality is, the truth is, manifesting is more a noun than a verb. What does that mean? Manifesting is a state. Manifesting is a way of being. It's a state of consciousness. And it is less focused on trying to cause an effect. And it's more mindful of establishing a persistent, ideal state of awareness. So when you're truly manifesting, you're not trying to realize a specific outcome. You're not trying to realize an event. The event is always secondary when it comes to manifestation. The effect is secondary. So if the effect is secondary, that means there is a primary cause. The primary cause is not a thing. The primary cause is you. So when you're manifesting, you're living in the feeling of assumption of who you are from your ideal state of consciousness, from your ideal state of being that flows toward your definite major purpose. So who you are at this moment, who you are as a developing being through the lifespan, and the person that you're becoming and will be in the future, when all of those essences of your person are combined, felt, and experienced in your own wonderful human imagination, that's when manifestation comes to life. So you're manifesting when you're living in the feeling of assumption of your perfect self-expression, your divine godship. So the essence of manifesting, of being, doing, and having the good you desire is wrapped up in what I call the I am principle. The I am principle. So when you say I am, you're declaring yourself to be a creator. And I am have derivatives. So I have is a derivative of I am. To be is a derivative of I am. So every day, every thought you think, every feeling you feel, all the words you express, all of those declarations are toward one specific cause, and that's I am. So whatever follows I am, you become. Ask yourself right now, how do I feel? What am I feeling? So if you're feeling happy, it's because you've been making statements about yourself as a happy person. It's because you've been feeling as a happy person. It's because you've been imagining yourself as a happy person. And what happened from feeling, believing, speaking, and imagining yourself as a happy person, well, happiness is going to grow. So whatever you feed is going to grow. Whatever you declare yourself to be is what will be. So happiness can only come from happiness. Just as apples come from an apple seed, the essence of an apple is found in the apple seed. The essence of happiness is found in you being a happy person. The essence of someone who's experienced the converse and focus on lack, limitations, fear, doubt, anxiety, limited outcomes, struggles. This individual has been making those declarations inwardly. And when you make any declaration inwardly, when I say declaration, I'm talking about what you feel. When you feel a certain way inwardly, it has to be expressed outwardly. So your I am is the basis of creation. When you say I am, you're declaring yourself to be a creator. You're realigning and aligning yourself with goodness, with eternal oneness, with the life principle. And you're rising in consciousness every time you say I am. So I am is the ascension to perfect self-expression. Whatever follows I am, you become. Let's break this down even more. You always attract what you think, feel, and say. So the better your thinking, the better your feelings, the better your action, the better person you will become. And the better person you are, the better results, events, and circumstances you will attract. You see, the law of vibration says that everything is in motion and we are constantly sending out vibrations, i.e., level of frequencies into the universe. So whatever you send out will inevitably return right back to you. So on the one hand, if you have low-level pessimistic thoughts, you will invariably attract doubt, worry, lack, fear-based outcomes into your life. On the other hand, you will magnetize and manifest glorious happenings when your imagination becomes, as Neville said, a part of your normal, natural currency of thought. So, if you desire, and I imagine you do, to live as your whole self, your fulfilled self, your self that's constantly unfolding and expanded, when you when you make a decision to think high level positive thoughts and live in a positive state of conscious flow, I'll tell you this, you will realize inconceivable and incredible outcomes. Remember this, the results you experience are reflections of the loving or indifferent use of your imagination. The fact is, life always arranges itself to conform to the mental pictures you hold about yourselves and the words you believe to be true about yourself. So, the key to manifesting is to shape your reality from within. Live lovingly in your ideal state. What do you feel like? What do you want to express? What do you hope to be the perfect self expression of your transcendent self? Whatever that thing is, whoever that person is, see yourself as that individual every day. Live as that individual every day. Feel as that individual every day. Feel like your complete self every day in order to attract events, outcomes, happenings, and experiences of completeness and fulfillment. You're not going to draw water from an empty well. It's impossible. The well has to be filled with water in order for you to draw from it. I've said this before. Many of us want certain outcomes. We want incredible outcomes. We want to achieve the impossible. We want to do the improbable. We want to have blissful experiences of total well being, wealth, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. We want those things, yet, too often, we are focused on the opposite. We are making decisions based on our senses, what we see, the objective facts in the world. Yes, your bank account might be less than what you would like it to be, but if you're focused on the little that you have, guess what you're going to attract? You're going to continually attract little, because where your focus goes, your energy flows. What you think about all the time, you're attracting to your life. And most importantly, whatever follows I am, you become. The results right now that you're experiencing, the experiences in your life at this present moment, came from your I amness, what you've been saying to yourself for months, for years. You're literally experiencing what you've been telling yourself. So when you think about manifestation, don't think of it as this magical happening, that if you rub your fingers together the right way or say the right words at the right time, something incredible is going to happen. Can that happen? Of course, it can work like that. Does it normally work like that? No, it does not. Think of manifestation as who you are. Not what you're trying to accomplish, not what you're trying to do, not doing an event, not trying to force an experience, but who you are. You want happiness? Don't seek after happiness. You want wealth? Don't seek after wealth. You want to be in a loving relationship? Don't seek after a loving relationship. I know this sounds contrary to everything that we've been taught. We've been taught from the material world to pursue everything we want, to take action, physical action. In the world of assumption, in the law of assumption, the action, quote unquote, that's supposed to be taken begins in the mind. You want happiness? You have to see and express and feel happiness in your mind. You want that money? You want your bank account to have lots of zeros behind a number that starts between 1 and 9? Well, you're going to have to envision yourself as that person with that money in your account. So when you see yourself every day as a wealthy person, as a person who only experiences wealth-based outcomes, guess what you're going to attract? You are going to attract wealth-based experiences, wealth-based effects. The right individuals are going to come into your life to facilitate the fruition of your definite chief aim, dreams, goals, aspirations, and the like. A bridges of incidents will be formed to lead you across from where you are to where you desire to be. Whatever it is you want, whatever it is you desire to be, do, and have, don't do it from the physical plane. Don't start in the physical realm. Start in the imaginal realm. When you start in the imaginal realm, there are no limitations. Because think about this. If you start in the physical realm, let's go back to your bank account. If your bank account does not have sufficient funds right now, and it's 8 p.m., what can you do between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. to actually change the status of your bank account? There really isn't anything you can do. But you can go to bed that same evening and you can dream yourself into $1 million. You can wish yourself into whatever makes you happy, whatever that amount that satisfies you, whatever amount of money that you feel will put you where you desire to be. You can will that into the material world. Once again, it does not start on the physical plane. Manifestation begins in your imagination. It begins with your mindset. It begins with a paradigm shift. When you change the conception of your inner world, you will automatically alter the outer world in which you live. That's it. That's all there is. But if you feel and believe that there's more to you, if you feel and believe that your greater self is actually greater, if you feel and believe that perfect self-expression, if you feel and believe that you deserve the best must come to you. The best must come to you. And remember, whatever follows I am, you become. Peace.